Could have been the perfect finish to the half for Thistle. Here's Havelock just looking to keep here. Looking to finish the half in style. Square ball thwarted by Thompson. Here's Havelock just looking to keep here. Cross top of the box, he's opened up his body well. Man on the right, free as a bird for the cross to come over, and Havelock North Wanderers players queuing up, but the offside flag has been found, not by the assistant referee, but by Parker. It's McVeigh keeping the ball at the back with Jimmy. Salmon copping a bit of a hit on that occasion. Here's White's looking to release Hills. He's got the goalkeeper off his line, but ball travelling wide. Does well to get the crossover. He's got Somerton too deep, who really needed to be that initial target. Somerton again now travelling across the top of the area, but shut down well by the Havelock North Wanderers defence, and it's a go from distance for McVeigh, which will take us into half-time. Hope you enjoyed your minute of action there at the end, and fingers crossed for another 45 or so, and another 10 to 15. Right, so a big long telling off after a big long whistle, and referee's the last man to enter the field. So, hey, never mind. We're back here at Guthrie Park in Havelock North. You've got your Electronet Gisborne Thistle playing from right to left, or bottom to top, as it appears at the moment. Dressed in their away black kit. Versus the home side, Havelock North Wanderers, in yellow, blue and white. Just Stuart Hill on the ball early for Thistle. It looks like the silhouette of West Hill on the far side there, but hard to tell through the skinny mobile broadband coverage. Set deep amongst a network of canals, streams and orchards, Guthrie Park and Havelock North, so not a cell phone tower in sight. You get the feeling that it might just bounce between the reaches of a small collection of cell phone towers. Not sure of the name for a group of cell phone towers. Perhaps in the comments section while we're waiting in between shifts of footage, someone could chime in. But it's Thistle with all their work ahead of them in the second half here. Got a 2-goal deficit to claw their way back from. Something that could be interesting to know for the future. You assume since the place that my voice is coming from isn't bound by the coverage of the ground we're watching the pictures from, so assumedly should be able to speak through those dark patches, and if there's enough of a supportive community going, perhaps it's something we can just help each other navigate through. Stuart Hill goes long from the goal kick. It comes right back at him. Similar to an on-rushing tide, the Havelock North Wanderers side today. Every time they've just kept coming back, kept the pressure on Thistle, and on a couple of occasions the cracks have opened, and that's where the goals have come from. And for those that weren't present to find out the facts about this Havelock North Wanderers side, definitely the most interesting thing to know is the age of their head coach. 18 years old, Zach Burke, formerly of Whanganui Athletic, an analyst and assistant coach role over there underneath Matt Calvert, who of course himself has moved on to Western Suburbs this season. But Zach Burke, there he is, bottom left of your screen now. Fresh out of school. 19th birthday coming up in a week or so. Query the youngest head coach, at least at a competitive level of football in at least New Zealand, you would think, but feel free to scour the internet and come up with some facts and claim them as your own. But I would challenge you, with hope, to find a younger head coach than the man in charge of Havelock North Wanderers. In terms of the situation today, you're 4th versus 7th on the table. Early days though, nothing much going on there. Obviously a gaping discrepancy in goal difference between the two teams, thanks to those unfortunate thrashings Thistle received in the 2nd and 3rd match days. McVeigh with the go from distance, or could it be David Salmon? Both men operating at the thin blue line, I believe they call it. Just checking some results today as well. The only one that's available at this time is a 2-0 win for Palmerston North Marist over New Plymouth Rangers, which is a good showing from Rangers. They've not had a great time so far this season. And score not in from Lynmouth Park between FC Western and Taradale. So New Plymouth Rangers will stay at the foot of the table. Of course, Whanganui Athletic not playing today. Both winless after 4 games. Thistle here trying to leapfrog Paringa, assuming that they go down to Palmerston North United today. But far be it from us to assume. We'll get our decent glimpse at the right side of Havelock North Wanderers this half. Probably won't be able to make out the squad numbers. He's done well if he stayed onside there. You're sure the flag will go up if he affects the play.
Can we step?
Could be a couple substitutes entering the fray at half time. Remains to be seen. We're going to call that Suarez down on the right-hand side here for Havelock, though. Here's Summerton now. Bit of time, but ambitious to expect Manderson or White to catch up to that one. Looks like more of a body shape of David Salmon. Let's just link back on that one. There's Summerton out on the left and acres of space, but the flag's gone up. Hearing rumours out of Guthrie Park that it's a unsanctioned match ball that's being used, which is causing a bit of grief for the VO camera, unable to follow its non-endorsed object of affection. It's doing okay on this occasion though, and it's looking like Havelock North Wanderers dangerous on the attack, but stymied. Go from distance, it's just pedalled across the area, but that's Suarez trying to drop a boot on it. That one's only skewed over the crossbar, you would say. This will look to set up again here. There's a big empty corridor you can see that Salmon's just making his way into. Will look to receive, but Stuart Hill goes long. Dangerous here for Wanderers, but cut out by Junior Jimmy. Has an opportunity to get forward, and Thistle have got his compatriot Samson Hotass on the bench. Could be a game that he might be able to have an impact on, and see a substitution coming here for Havelock North Wanderers. Looks like the 12, Nick York. And that's Curtis Marnie, who's off. Marnie, of course, earns every bit of rest that he gets after his Cyclone Gabrielle heroics. More than a year ago now. Speaking of Havelock North Wanderers players past, you've got to wonder where Finn Maragwanath may be. Definitely caught the eye in previous matches against Gisborne Thistle, but nowhere to be seen so far, at least today, if not this season. Another former Napier City Rovers player popping up there, the number 8, Ollie Chapman. Just see him come onto the screen from the right-hand side there now. And you'd never guess who's just walked in. I don't want to paint a picture, but one Tom Paton.
Kia ora, kia ora. How is everything? Mr. Ryan,
Looks like he's been equipped with a microphone that he's looking to reject, but
okay, right.
It's not that easy. It's not an arm that needs to be twisted.
Did I jinx it? No, okay. So what's the score, Ryan?
It's an unfortunate 2-0 deficit at the moment here for Electronet Gisborne Thistle.
Okay. And where are they playing? Sorry, I've just walked in, mate.
Well, it's anyone's guess where they're playing, because at the moment it just looks like a collection of...
I think is it Pixel Park?
Pixel Park, yeah, Pixel Park down there, and
Yeah.
Pixel Paradise and Pixel Bay.
Ah, yes. So the yellow pixels, are they...
The yellow pixels are the bad guys.
Okay.
They're trying to get the ball. You can't really see the ball, but they're
So
trying
is that square blotch?
Yeah, there's a square blotch that's just cycling around the pitch, and they're trying to get the ball into. There's another square box that doesn't move. And you can't see it, you can't see it at all at the moment. There's one behind that blue box that's moving, but then behind the black boxes, there's another guy there's a pink box, and then behind, not that pink box, but the other pink box, it might actually be a green box today. He's got a box behind him, and they're trying to get the box in the box.
Okay, I'm thoroughly confused, but I'm quite sick of hearing about your pink box.
Well, that's not a territory we're going to go anywhere near, but that's the pink and green
Oh,
box
I
that
see
I'm talking about
yes,
there.
yeah.
And that's the
Okay.
black boxes that he's passing to, not the black boxes like you'd find on an airliner. There's no...
Okay, so it's not indestructible.
Is the black box indestructible?
Yeah, it's made out of, so it can survive just the most deadliest of plane crashes.
Why don't they just make the whole plane out of the stuff they make the black box
I
out
was
of?
about to say that, but I think it's just too heavy for flight, yeah.
Right. Well, why don't they just not bother flying them? Just put them across the water or something?
I just think we should go back to ships. Anyway, speaking of planes, you've just come back from Japan, haven't you?
That's true.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody cares, but...
Well, I do, because you were in Japan with my daughter, not only my daughter, but also a whole bunch of students.
a number of people's daughters.
Yes.
And sons.
From Lytton High School, and I must say that as far as I can tell, they've had the most amazing time. And she can't wait to get back there. And thank you so much for all that you do. Not only a commentator for Thistle football, but you're also an amazing teacher, an amazing Japanese teacher at Lytton High School. And I'm sure you have many other talents, but that's all I know of.
Didn't realise we were coming into a This Is Your Life session, but thank you.
I'm sorry.
All the same.
Sorry, Internet, but it's got to be said. I've just walked in to deliver some coffee for the 48 Hours team that's just hard at work here. And I can't wait to see everybody's films at the end of it. If you don't know about the 48 Hours, it's happening right now throughout this weekend. There's 570 teens frantically making films. It's got nothing to do with football, but I can't see anything through the pixels anyway, so...
Yeah, not a lot of football to be had here today. A couple of nice bits of play from both sides, and here's another opportunity for Havelock now, but for the most part, Thistle have dealt with things that have come their way. There's been a penalty, which you obviously can't do much about. It comes down to one man's opinion at the end of the day, those things. And
is that your opinion?
My opinion was that it maybe was a little bit harsh.
Okay,
But I think I've got, there'll be some black tinted glasses on today's occasion. Normally blue.
Yeah, it's quite an interesting strip. I don't think I've seen that one, Thistle playing.
No, well, black's, it's scary, you see, so if you put black on, it intimidates the opposition.
So it's like they're the All Blacks of the All Whites, kind of.
Well, when you got figures chiselled of granite like David Salmon in the middle of the park, then why would you not find a reasonably tight black kit and just whack it on?
Yeah, they're definitely whacking it on. Yeah, they's just whacked it on over there.
Yeah, so that one there, that line you can see, you can't see it at the moment because the coverage is just dipped out, but that's the sideline. So it's bad for the it's a ball now, you can see. It's bouncing
it's
now you
camera.
can't see.
Yep.
Yeah, you want that to stay inside the lines generally, but there's some other lines at the end of the field, and if you do something naughty to the other team inside those lines and it's close to the goal that the other team's trying to score, and then the referee blows his whistle, and that's one of those penalty things we were talking about.
Yeah.
Here's Somerton now just cut down ruthlessly. A couple of
So
constables.
we talked about the Phoenix at all today?
We talk about the Phoenix, yeah. Well, now that I've got someone to talk to, we can talk about the Phoenix.
So what's the last game? I'm not a huge Phoenix fan, but I love finals footy. And,
Yeah. We'll keep one eye on the free kick here. It's an opportunity for Thistle to put a little bit of pressure on a young goalkeeper in Thomas Hooper between the sticks for Havelock North Wanderers. But you'll have Jimmy Somerton standing over the ball when you might really want him a little bit further forward. He's gone for the shot and hasn't quite managed to dip it under the bar beyond the reaches of Hooper. So Phoenix today are playing their second leg of, and you call it a preliminary final really.
Yeah, it's pretty much do or die now, isn't it?
It's 100% do or die. They played their cards well in their first leg away to Melbourne Victory. They came out with a 0-0 draw and almost a perfect result really. The only thing that could be better would be an away goal, but I don't know whether the away goal's really count for much
So,
these days in that A-League.
Whoever wins tonight goes to the, is it a grand final?
Precisely through to the grand final, and if Sydney FC somehow beat Central Coast, who I think also tonight, if not tonight, tomorrow, over in Gosford in the northern New South Wales, then...
Oh, I'm a huge Gosford fan. I've got lots of family over there.
Well, there you go. So their team's playing, but if the Sydney team, Sydney Main you'd call it, beats the Gosford team, then the final will be in Wellington.
That would be epic. So the Phoenix have never gotten so far in the A-League, have they? This is their best ever season.
Yeah, you'd have to say. I think they've got this far before, but they were away from home. It was a different sort of guys. It was a single elimination final. I think it was over against Newcastle, maybe.
Okay. Yeah.
But in Australia, so they weren't sort of in pole position like they are here.
Yeah.
And they've never had a squad as good as this one. Like, they really are up there with man for man, some of the best in the league. It's a barnstorming run through the middle there for Havelock, and great tackle coming over from, looked like Te Tairawhiti.
Right, so I've got to get going. I've still got missions to do. I've got 25 teams in Gisborne to take care of, and also 21 teams up in the Bay of Plenty that I'm taking care of too.
How many hours left in the festival?
Well, it started at 7 p.m. Friday night, and it finishes 7 p.m. Sunday, so you have to do all of your filming, all your creative stuff, and hand in a final film before 7 p.m. Sunday. 1 second too late and it's disqualified, so it's crucial. So anyway, this is ex-floor manager Tom speaking, and I will I'll love you and leave you, Ryan. So fantastic to see you.
Thank you, ex-floor manager Tom.
And thanks for having me. Cheers.
No, all the best. Happy trails, happy remaining 33 hours, 29 hours,
Okay,
29
cool.
hour film festival to go.
I probably should know that off the top of my head, but
It seems like an important figure.
righto, thank you so much. Cheers. Cheers, Ryan.
So that was Tom. Good to see Tom. Bye-bye, Tom. And it's just us now for those who enjoyed the small interlude. Bit of a plug for that 48-hour film festival. I'm sure if you keep an eye on the Rangai channel, you'll be able to keep tabs on that. So we keep tabs on matters here at Guthrie Park. It's been a good effort. The first half of the second half here for Thistle. No further damage to the scoreboard, but unfortunately, probably has to be said, no inroads at the Havelock North goal, except for that one free kick from Jimmy Summerton. Havelock have made their change at centre back. They've taken off Curtis Maybe and brought on young Nick York, I believe it is. Well, you say young, but I don't know how old he is. Assumedly young Nick York. Balls flying from everywhere. There's York now, coughs that one up first time and puts his mate Miller under a little bit of pressure there. Jimmy with some pressure, being adjudged to have committed a foul. That one bundles into the Thistle area and eventuates in a goal kick. Stuart Hill elects to go long. There's no option there in the middle for Thistle. It's a little flick though. Cute one from Thompson. Stuart Hill goes long again, but it's fallen to Havelock North Wanderers again. So they move through their middle third. There's York with a slightly kinder pass on the inside to Miller this time. Jimmy making that one with urgency to make the clearance. Speaking of voices in the head, you just heard Angai Media CEO, deeply invested in the 48-hour film festival, Shannon Dowsing, into the building. He's got his flashiest shoes he could find on. Someone else comes to the door and demands entry. It's denied. They're moved on and they'll be sent round to the back. As this cross comes over, Stuart Hill forces it away. Set up appears as though it's gone for a corner. Stuart Hill thinks it's going to the far post. You can see his positioning there. And drop kicked to freedom, but it's back inside the Thistle area and it's not the best connection, to be fair. Looks like maybe Chapman. Speaking of connection, something that we're lacking, but it won't last for long. There's Wedepahay looking inside, but misdirected pass falls to Havelock North. A very slow tempo this fixture. Both teams quite happy just to watch the other one go through the motions. A couple of EEE scooters there on the far side, moving anything but slowly. Certainly hope that they've got adequate PPE. It's Thompson creeping out of his what's become a permanent home at centre back. A little bit of hip shuffling there, can't quite make out the player for Thistle. Going through the gears now. And looks like it could be Samson Hotas who's crept on at the right-hand side there, up the top for Thistle. Man who's got magic in the feet, if you get the chance to see it. Unsure whether that's Shyavni that might have been injected as well. Havelock North across the top of the area here. Another free kick found by Andy Parker. That's that man wearing pink in the middle, not the man wearing pink at the top of the picture. They're absolutely no relation, Parker and Stuart Hill. One straight into the hands of Stuart Hill. Looks like he was going to go long very early. He'll throw instead for Junior Jimmy, his centre back. Then out the other side of the park, but it's only resulted in possession to Havelock North Wanderers, who just keep coming. No product so far this half. Which has kept Thistle in with a chance here. And it's credit to Junior Jimmy, he's righted the ship at the back there. Here's York, good feed on that occasion. Chapman now. There's York again and Suarez outside of him. Miller. Coughs up this time. This is the danger moment for Havelock. Somerton gets past the first one. There's White outside him. He squares across the face of the goal. He's got Hotar still in the area. Keeps it, but the flag's gone up. And to no avail anyway. Good moment in transition there from the Thistle. So 20 minutes at least, you'd think, to go with injury time, etc. at the end of this, although no significant stoppages at this stage.
Go on, Yorkie, get there.
So plenty of time for Thistle to take something from this fixture. So long as they don't give anything else. There's that delicious bearded man down the bottom right corner, Tim Kramer, Gisborne Thistle's new head coach this season. And in the bottom right at this point in time, none other than son of Gisborne Thistle head coach Tim Kramer, Ewan Kramer. Boys High School student, Gisborne Boys High School, of course, having a fixture against Napier Boys High School during the week to qualify for a national tournament. A 5-3 victory to Napier Boys High, which is a very credible result for the locals who've been out of that level of competition for some time. Decades even, perhaps. Last one you'd recall would be Lisson High School going to the national tournament in the mid-2000s. Apologies to any Boys High alumni who may have been before there, and that's a tenuous moment for the Thistle. Looks like it is Shai Avni that's found his way onto the field and just a lapse in concentration then. Looks like he's into midfield for McVeigh. Stuart Hill, little hard in mouth moment there, but recovers well. It's Jimmy moving forward and shaping to go long, but keeping it short. There's Avni. Keeps for West Hill. Good composure there from the young lads. Hotas is very deep. So just keeping the ball across the back. Good moments in possession. Pep Guardiola would be proud. Along with every other Spanish coach to come out over the past 20 years. Not sure whether that's more Tiki or Taka though. This one's coughed up though, and that's the risky run from faffing about at the back. The more archetypal English coaches would say that one's kept in well by Wiedepahe, towed out by York, and correctly Manderson has the throw. Taking in a still of Wiedepahe with the ball at his feet at this point in time. And Jimmy eventually goes long looking for Jimmy Summerton, who he has not found. But the Gazelle winds up with the ball again, treads on it. And it's in possession of Havelock North, but White's quick onto this one. He just needed to get a little bit more onto the attempted finish there. That's two chances in not a very distant period of time apart. Here's Summerton now, underneath Manderson, if he can wrap his foot around this before York gets there, but he can't. Wiedepahe now. There's Jimmy and Salmon rather with the ball. Avni and West Hill. Hotas on the right hand side. Looks to beat his man but could not on that occasion. Keeps up the battle however, to his credit. Before the Wanderers prevail. Send the clearance high upfield. The VO camera cannot keep up. There's York and a lot of space on the right hand side. West Hill, who's got an impressive leap on him, manages to disrupt that one, and it's Salmon with a little bit of space. Avni treads on the ball and he's going to do well to get out of that one, which he does. Gets it back and must maintain his composure here. Stuart Hilly's got options to his left if he can shift the ball quickly. One opened up in front of him there. Summerton's come to make the angle. There's Thompson on his inside. Goes deeper for Avni. That's Salmon sitting at centre-back now. It's some total football from the Thistle side. Summerton leaves one in his wake. Looks to carry on, looking for another goal of the week candidate, but just loose touch there. Too many Havelock North Wanderers defenders tracking back to thwart his plan. And Wanderers not so much enjoying the dominance and possession that they did in the first half. This one's a bit more of a to and fro battle. Here's White showing good strength to hold on to that one, and Jimmy gets around one and the second. This is where you'd like to see him making that impact going forward. Man with a lot of skill, and he's cut down as well, but no whistle from Parker. And more or less identical, if not more gentle challenge than what the penalty was called against Jimmy for in that first half, in almost exactly the same position, but no whistle. And Junior Jimmy's still out of play, so we spoke about the tinted glasses before, but you've got to feel a little bit hard done by there if you're a Gisborne Thistle supporter. Havelock North Wanderers now in a dangerous position, but numbers coming back for Thistle. You can put that one down on the significant events and evaluation of today's fixture, just as Ziggy was still a little bit lazy with his pass there, not making sure of it. Jimmy now in the pass trying to receive the ball. See where the pixels lead us. Good effort from White today. Put himself about as we move into the last 10 minutes of the fixture. A little bit of a time delay perhaps going in here at Guthrie Park. You can hear the odd whistle now and then, but nothing seems to stop. Some cramp for Manderson that he's dealing with. It's another substitution for Havelock North Wanderers. It's Mason Cook entering the field. Looks to be moving into a defensive position. Who knows who came off for him? But he's very deep there at the left-hand side of your screen. Let's say he's a young up-and-coming player. Oh, and it's a good finish there for Havelock North Wanderers to probably put the result to bed. So we head into the 86th minute. Just a little bit of time on the edge of the box there. Chinked on to his left and put it into bottom right corner from his perspective, and that's 3-0 to Havelock North Wanderers, and you'd think that's the day done for Electronic Gisborne Thistle. So sliding doors moments, what could have been probably a free kick looking at position, but potentially a penalty down at the other end for 2-1 has turned into 3-0 at the other end. And it's not a super long bus trip home, but it's probably not in your top 10 list of things to do with 4 hours on a Saturday evening. Especially with the Phoenix playing in that big game mentioned before. Well, let's see if Thistle can take something from this fixture today. There's been tougher days at Guthrie Park, but possibly not too many more occasions where Thistle might feel like they deserve something a bit more. Here's Somerton now. Still going, but turned back on that occasion, and you really got to look for a lot more from the Jags here. Make sure that they finish this fixture in the right note, in the right vein. Innocuous whistle there from Parker, unfortunately, on that occasion. He would have wanted the one earlier, not that one now, because it's a little bit too late. Tough road to walk, that of the referee. Never going to get it right in everybody's eyes. But you do wonder, had that second goal, the penalty, not been a fate that befell Gisborne Thistle, what this fixture might have looked like in the second half. There's more danger here. looks like the same player. Hard to know who it is from this distance. Can't make out any number or real characteristics, but there's a strut on the man. A very tidy goal that he has scored, that third one for Havelock. Potentially a Willocks or a McCurdy, probably a Willocks, if anything. And if it is, that's another man who was, or another boy we should say, who was playing National League football last season for Napier City Rovers. So there's pedigree on this side. Embarrassment of playing resources really in the Hawke's Bay, and it's a shame they can only muster the one Central League side with any consistency. You do wonder if the talent wasn't spread between 4 or 5 clubs really, what they could come up with. But of course the cream always does go to Rovers, and it's different variety each season. Just doesn't seem to be that the young players get too much of a go there. There's always an import that shows up. Quality imports, almost always, but there's enough talent down there in the Hawke's Bay region to sustain itself. Good action from Cooper to hold on to that one. Back in the land of pixels here to finish at Guthrie Park. And as mentioned, you do hope that this will just band together here and try and keep it tight at that end. Looking forward for the Jags. To fixtures to come. We're nearing to the end of the first round of fixtures in the Federation League. Next up looks to be another week off, very disjointed times, and then hosting Whanganui Athletic on the 1st of June. To go from distance there, but to no product. So if there's one way to make a season last even longer, it's keep having those match weekends off, but it's the genuine bye next weekend for Thistle, as opposed to the Cup weekend, the one prior to this. Hard to build that momentum. Results in from New Plymouth, it's FC Western with a 3-1 victory over Taradale. Which only goes to make that result that Thistle got over Western at home one fortnight ago even more impressive. And it's Paringa with a 1-0 lead up over Palmerston North United. So you can watch that one with interest. Perhaps the league just tightening up. Of course, what's in front of us today is very much said and done. You can print it in the papers. 3 points here to Havelock, and they'll remain undefeated. Done well to bring that one down in the area, but good defending from Thistle. There's Somerton back to goal, but a long way out. Looks to get around. Somerton right the way around the outside, but on his right foot, the less favoured of the two. It's the now heading into the 28-hour film festival traffic just cycles through. It's helter-skelter here at the Rangai Media Studios. It's a corner for Gisborne Thistle at Guthrie Park, potentially to finish here. See the adjacent fixture is done. Vio doesn't know where to look. Looks like the corner might have come over, but went back to where it came from. Balls everywhere. The AI technology has completely lost its way. Cross comes over and it's a chance for Thistle. It's on the line and it's bundled away by Havelock. Would have been a great note to finish on. Headed clearance from Mason Cook there, making his impact and earning his non-wage there. Looks like Hooper's sustained, or not Hooper. Thistle player lying prone on the ground by the looks of it. Either that or some sort of local wildlife. Parker doesn't seem too bothered, which again is odd. The man's laying practically motionless there for the entire duration of the stoppage. He's offering him a hand up, but I'm not sure if he wants it. There's another e-scooter, or perhaps the same pair, whizzes by. Looks like Junior Jimmy in the wars again there, and he comes across an impeccably honest guy, so you got to wonder, is there an absence of another whistle there, the way that one was cleared? Not to worry. As we just await the restart, and you'll see Gavin Durr now on the field for Gisborne Thistle down the bottom in the 17. Thistle still hoping to take something for the trip home. Sweeter Pahay looks to keep that one in. Thompson collects the trailing leg. Is Cook under pressure from White. Navigates that first challenge. It's Thompson arriving on the scene. All the way back to Hooper. Composed stuff from Havelock North Wanderers. White has a go from distance, but not enough to stress Hooper. Would have been nice if it hit it in the top corner, of course. And there's full time. So it's a 3-0 victory to Havelock North Wanderers, the home side, over Electronet Gisborne Thistle. And the time when we meet again on your Rangai Media coverage is a home game, Childers Road Reserve, Saturday the 1st of June, 12:30 kickoff to Whanganui Athletic. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a pleasant comment for floor manager Nathan Mihaka today, who's navigated the challenges and got us through. See you next time.